Mike, testing, testing, testing.
Yeah, Shalom, Israel. Will ISUPK start off 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. We start off 1969, where we teach blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians make up the 12 tribes of Israel. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite group. Officer Kazak Shapar teaches the Sabbath service here in Greenville, South Carolina. We're going to Sabbath service. Do we have anybody in the chat?
Yeah, come. So we got Trooper Hakuna Yard checking in from Anderson.
Right.
You got myself checking in, and that's it at the moment.
Right. How about Shemi? How Shai Baraka Thumb? All of my brothers. How Shemal Thumb by Shemi? How we Shai to my sisters out there in the ISUPK. Like I said, we're not affiliated with anybody else. If you're in an ISUPK, then you need to get, if you Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, you need to get in ISUPK first.
Right.
But if you're not affiliated with ISUPK, then you simply ain't in the truth, man. You ain't got nothing going on unless you are in the truth.
All right.
You need to understand that we need to separate from these heathen nations anyway. That's what we're going to talk about a little bit. What's the title of our lesson?
So the title is Separate from the Nations and Don't Be a Heathen.
Don't be a heathen. Separate from these nations, right? All right, we ready?
Right, come.
Module. Blow the trumpet, or you want me to do it?
You can do this.
I'll do it. I'll just give me the I'll just blow this up. All right. Appreciate that. Let's get some wine on the scene here, okay? Lash out. Lash out.
Lash out.
These strolls. Sarwa Panyahakwiyam. Sarwa Panyahakwiyam means turn and face the east. Abanawa. Shemaya. Dash. Ayah. Shamka. Yahweh. Malach of Ka. Baba'ah. Ratazai. Ayah. Asha. Aratazah. Kawa. Ayah. Ashemaya. Abanawa. Come. Call. Yuwam. Asalakinawa. Awapinawa. Asalakinawa. Awapinawa. Wala'ah. Ayanawa. Sayawan. Ball. Shayinawa. Mayan. Right. Kaya. Laka. Amalakwa. Ahala. Ahtaparaf. Alayam. Aman. What we said in Hebrew, we said in English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day daily bread. Give us our debts. Give our debt to us. Give us not temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, the glory, forever. So be it. Bless Israel. Yahweh. Washim Hausha. Barakanawa. Washarala. Wayabayah. Zaparia. Barak. Rapa'ah. A gun.
All of Israel.
All of Israel.
All of Israel.
All of Israel, commanding General Yohana. All of the generals. All of the captains. All of the officers. All of the young men. All of the troopers. All of the young men. All of the women. And our children. And ISUPK. Hashim Haushai. The Aman. Lord, in the name of Yahushai, bless us and Israel and the school. Bless, heal, shield, and protect our loved ones. In the name of Yahushai, thank you. So be it. The power, Yahweh, Hashim Yahushai, Babu Kushah, Nathanawa, Akak, Laraba'ah, Kamalakah, Kal, Madawa, Akak, Nataha, Amatazariam, Akak, Nahakwayam, Amakwayam, Akak, Arakawas, Hamata'ala, Lagarsham, Hashim Yahushai, the water, Aman. Lord, in the name of Yahushai, bless. Lord, in the name of Yahushai, please give us the power. The power to heal all manner of sickness, all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahushai. Thank you. So be it. Psalms 121. Asha'ah, Ayanya, Ahawariam, Ahayan, Yaba'ah, Azoria, Ma'aim, Yahawah, Ashah, Ashemam, Arataza, Ayatan, Namawat, Magalyaka, Ayawam, Shamarka, Hanala'ah, Yanawam, Ala'ah, Yayishan, Shamar, Yasharala, Yahawa, Shamarka, Yahawa, Tazalka, Ayai, Yamyanka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'ah, Nakaka, Wayarak, Layala, Yahawa, Yashamarka, Makorai, Shamar, Akta Pashka, Yahawa, Yashamar, Taza'aka, Wabawaka, Ma'atam, Ma'aid, Awalam. What we said in Hebrew, we say in the English. I will lift up my eyes to the hills, from which cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. Will not suffer the foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel will neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is a shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not bite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth, and evil forevermore. Psalms 83. Al-Hayam, Al-Damiyah, Laka, Al-Dakarash, all, Bashikwat, all, Kayahana, Al-Badyaka, Yahama, Yawan, Ra'ash, Al-Naka, Yarnawa, Sawada, Wayata, Yatazawa, Al-Zubulwanyaka, Armawa, Lakawa, Anakakadam, Magaya, Wala'ah, Yakazar, Yazakar, Sham, Yasharala, Iwada, Kaya, Natazawa, Laba, Yakadwa, Al-Yakab, Bariyaf, Yakarwatwa, Alahaya, Alwam, Washima, Allah, Yam, Mawaba, Bahagariam, Gobal, Wamawan, Wamalak, Palashak, Anyashabika, Tazawar, Gamashawar, Nalawa, Imam, Ayawa, Sarawai, Nabanyalawa, Salah, Asha, Aham, Hamadia, Kasaya, Sara'ah, Kabanya, Manakal, Washiwan, Nashamatwatwa, Bayan, Hara, Ayawa, Yaman, Adama, Shayatamwa, Nada, Yamawa, Karab, Wakazabah, Wakazazal, Mana'ad, Karnasi, Kamwa, Ashar, Abrawa, Nashar Rashah, Nanawa, Na'awaf, Al-Hayam, Al-Hayah, Shayatawa, Nagal Yagaga, Kakwash, Labanya, Raka'ah, Ka'ash, Daba Ira, Walkalabah, Kalahat, Ariwan, Khan, Aradakma, Basa Iraka, Wasabah, Wapatka, Daba Hadam, Mala'ah, Maniham, Malawan, Waya, Kwashwa, Shamka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Waya, Bahawa, Waya, Kapara, Waya, Abadwa, Waya, Awa, Kaya, Atha, Shaka, Yahawa, Yabaka, Aliwan, Call, Ratazah. What we said in the Hebrew, we say in the English. Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace. Be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, let us cut them off from being a nation. That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. Tabernacles of Edom, Ishmaelites, Moab, Hagarenes, Gebal, Ammon, Amalek, the Philistines. Good. Good. The inhabitants of Tyre, Ashur is also joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot, Salah, do unto them, and to the Midianites, as the Sisera, as the Jabin, and the Brugakasam, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Arab and like Zeb, yea, all the princes of Zabah and of Zamuda, who said, Let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession. Oh, my Yahweh, make them like a wheel, as to stumble before the wind, as a fire that burneth the wood, and the flame that set the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know whose name alone is Yahweh of the Most High, of all the earth. Sorry. Yeshabium means to be seated, all to be seated. All right. Where we at, man? We're going to read some Hebrew, right?
1 Samuel chapter 7, verse 1, right?
That's correct. We are, and then we're going to read 7 Hebrew and then 7 in the Bible, right?
Come on.
Well, we have 7 and 1. We talked about, let's see, I think who got the chat there? Let's see who got the chat there.
All right, so we got Sister Labaya, Nazaga Bar's Rib.
Mm-hmm.
We got Sister Ashley Patterson, that's Kalataza's Rib.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got Sister Nazaga Bar Rib. I don't think she meant to, but she checked in again.
That's right. That's no problem. Let's clap it up for her. How about Shem? How Shai brought a thumb to all of my brothers in ISUPK. Yahweh Shamar Alatham by Shem Yahweh Shai to my sisters in ISUPK. We're glad that you checked in to our class. We're talking about, what's our title?
It says separate from the nations and don't be a heathen.
You just separate. Y'all can imagine. Separate from these nations, don't be a heathen. Let's read 7. Let's go. Let's start what happened, because we just talked about how Eli's sons had messed up and got them into a whole lot of trouble, but just by being, and they were just example,
right.
And the Lord prophesied that they would die. That was Hophni and Phinehas, right?
Right.
So let's read 7:1. Go ahead.
This is 1 Samuel, chapter 7, verse 1 in Hebrew. Haya Baal Ba'awa Ana Shaya Korah.
Hold on.
Okay.
Keep reading. Go ahead.
Korath Rayam Waya Alawa Ath Arawan Yahweh Waya Ba'awa Athawa Al Bayath Abiyah Abba Yanado. That's like it. Abba Yanadab Baga Gai Iwath Allah Izar. That's like Allah Izar Banawa Quada Shawa Lasha Lashamar Ath Arat Ara1 Yahweh. Verse 2. Waya Haya. Kan.
Okay.
Waya Haya Aya Maya Mayawam Shabbath Ha'a Rawan Bakwa Rayath I Ya'i Rayam Waya Rabba. I was like Waya Rabbawa Haya Mayam Waya Haya Wa Ashariyam Shana Waya Naha Wa Call Bayat Yasharala Akar Raya Yahweh. Verse 3.
Let me do 3, okay?
Follow
me, right?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, Amar Shamar Wa'al Allah Al Call Bayaf Yasha Ra'ala La'amar Bakal Lababakam Atham Shabayam Al Yahweh Kasa Yaraya Kasa Yarawa Af Al-Haya Hanakar Mata Wakakam Waha I Shata Rawaf Wa Haka Yakar La Babakam Al Yahweh Wa I Bada Hawa Laba Dawa Wa Ya Tazal Ata Kam Mayad Pala Shatayam. Go ahead, verse 4.
Verse 4. Haya Saya. That's like Waya Saya Wa Baniya Yasharala Ath Haba Allah Yom Wa'ath Ha'ai Shata Rayat. I was like Ha'ai Shatha Rath. Waya I Badawa Ath Yahweh. Labad Labad Dawa. Verse 5.
Right,
Verse 5.
I'll do 5.
Okay.
Well, ya Amar, Shamar, Wa'al, Kwa, Batazawa, Af, Kal, Ya Sharala, Ha, Matazapath, Wa, A, Pa, Lala, Ba'ai, Dakam, Al, Yahweh. Go ahead, read 6.
Verse 6. Haya Kwaba Tazawa. Hama Taza Patha. Waya Sha'a Bawa. Mayam. Way Haya Shapa Kawa. Lapa Naya Yahweh. Waya Taza Wamar. Oh, it's like it. Waya Taza Wamar Wa. Baya Bayawam. Haha Waha. Also, Haha Wa'a. Waya Amar Wa. Sham. Kata Anawa. Laya Hawa. Waya Shapat. Shama Wa'al. Ath Baniya Hashala. Bama Tazap. Verse 7. Waya Shama Iwa. Pala Shata Yum. Kaya Hata Kwaba Taz. That's like Kaya Hata Kwaba Taza Wa. Baniya Yasharala. Hama Taza Patha. Waya La'a. That's like Wa Haya Allah Wa. So Sarah Niya. Pala Shatar Yum. Al Hasharala. Haya Shama Awa. Padiya Hasharala. Haya Ra'a Wa. Mapa Niya. Pala Shata Yum. Yes.
All right, let's go. Let's get it. Let's get me start at where we're at now. Start at verse let's start at verse 7. We'll go accordingly, right? Go ahead.
Okay. 1 Samuel chapter 7, verse 1 in the English.
We're at 1 Samuel
chapter 7, verse 1.
There you go. 1 Samuel chapter 7. Well, everybody in the chat, if they got any questions about what we're reading here, just put them in the chat, okay? We'll try to answer those, all right? Go ahead.
And the men of Jath Joram came and fetched up the ark of the Lord, and brought it into the house of Abraham. It's like I bind Adab in the hill, and sanctified Eleazar, his son, to keep the ark of the Lord.
Now, what are they doing with the ark? I mean, the ark should be where it's supposed to be, but what happened is the Philistines took this ark. We've been reading about that for the last couple of weeks. The Philistines, what are the Philistines? The heathen, the Africans, right?
Right.
And they took this ark. That ark represented what? It's the same back then it represented. Of course, you know the ark in Hebrew said that the blood of lambs and goats could not take away sins. But back then it was accounted to them for their obedience, really.
Right.
You know, but that's all they had. That's what they, I don't say that's all they had, but that was a prescription to keep away from the heathen, as long as they had faith in that ark. When that ark represented them coming out of Egypt, the Passover, the they had showbread in there. They had the Moses stick in there. They had all kinds of stuff in there that represented their faith, man. That's
Right.
what it was. Read.
Verse
This
2.
is the ark that they had. Go ahead.
Verse 2. And it came to pass while the ark abode in Kajath Jearim,
That's it.
that the time was long, for it was 20 years.
Right. It was 20 years. Read that again. It says that and it came to pass while the ark did what? Abode.
And it came to pass while the ark abode in Kajar Jearim.
Yeah.
And the time was long, for it was 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And all the house of Israel lamented after the Lord.
That means they cried. That means their prayers. Because before, you got to realize what they had two. What did they have? They had two priests in there, Nadab and Abihu. These guys, they were sons of Eli. And they were supposed to be priests. It would be like what they did was took away the blessings of them, or took away their faith, or when the ark was taken by the Philistines, all because they were sitting up here carousing around with women doing the ceremony, and all kinds of stuff, man. They did some abominable things up in there, man. Ordering people around and eating. Go ahead. What was that?
Eating raw meat.
Eating raw meat. They doing some stuff. Israel had gotten wicked, man. And you got to understand, the Lord was putting them back on track. Actually, who was doing it was Samuel, was one of the better priests, right?
Right.
Later on, you're gonna find out what Samuel did. Go ahead, finish reading.
Verse 3. And Samuel spake unto all the house of Israel,
Right.
saying, if ye do return unto the Lord with all your hearts, then put away the strange gods and Ashtaroth from among you, and prepare your hearts unto the Lord, and serve him only.
Mm-hmm.
And he will deliver you out of the hand of Philistines.
Out of these Africans, because these Africans were just like the Pharaoh up in there. The Philistines were no different. They all were heathens. They all didn't respect God until the Lord tapped on them, beat them up,
right?
And then made them obey him. But the children of Israel had lost their understanding of who God was when it comes to them. Then that's why they cried. They realized that, man, our glory has come back.
All right.
Anybody in the chat?
Live, sir.
They realized, make sure you keep out for questions. They realized that they had found that's why you think they were preparing their hearts. What's the heart?
The mind.
The mind. The heart is the mind. They realized they had thought, in other words. It wasn't no ooey gooey feelings or no feeling about, oh, my heart, I'm just loving the Lord. You don't come to the Lord with no feelings like that. You come to the Lord keeping this. How do you know the Lord, Lorenzo?
If you keep his commandments.
That's right. Clap it up, brother. Bible says you know the Lord and keep his commandments. And in that ark, that was just like keeping the commandments of God that we do nowadays. And that's what people got to understand, that you don't just come in here and ISUPK thinking, oh, I know everything, I've arrived. Man, you sit up here, you got to learn under Commander General Yohanan, all these generals, man.
Right.
That's why you follow the breakdowns in class. That's why you get your self in one of these classes and find out if you're Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. Does that make sense?
Right.
Finish reading.
Verse 4.
Right.
Then the children of Israel did put away Baalim and Ashtaroth, and served the Lord only.
Now, who was Baalim and Ashtaroth? What did they do? Go ahead. It was the other God.
Yeah, right.
And the Lord, they put away that stuff, didn't they?
Right.
They had to, because it would be equivalent to you putting away smoking. Putting away these wild women that ain't your wife. Nothing wrong with a wife. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with having a good wife. Bible says you got a wife, you got a good thing.
Right.
You got a great possession. You got an understanding. Because that wife is going to be your helpmate, man. Let them know that that's who you got. That's who you love. But you got to say love just don't come with no love. Sex ain't all love. You know, you bring that to the table, but bring some Proverbs 31 woman up in there.
Right.
Huh? Am I right?
Right.
Finish reading.
Verse 5. And Samuel said, gather all Israel to Mizpeh, and I will pray for you unto the Lord.
Right. That's why they kept the ark up there. I believe it was. But anyway, keep reading.
Verse 6. And they gathered together to Mizpeh and drew water,
right,
and poured it out before the Lord, and fasted on that day.
That's what a lot of people don't do nowadays. They pick one day. I mean, we have our feast that the feast of
this is the Feast of Purim, man.
No, not this one. But there's a feast that represents that. What is that? Where we fast after?
Yeah.
What was it? Feast of Atonement, right? You're atoning, man. Exactly right. I believe that's what it is, Lorenzo. You Day of Atonement, and we practice these because the Lord tell us to, man. So at least fast 24 hours, wasn't it? I believe, and that's so we get used to it. And if you have in time between times, fast every once in a while. See, that's what this is saying right here, right? Read. I mean, we ain't talking about nobody going fast and they can't,
Right.
No child and no babies and stuff like no women with babies, stuff like that. Or no old man, 99 years old, got diabetes. He need to eat. But anyway, go ahead, bro. Read.
And fasted on that day,
right,
and said there, right, we have sinned against the Lord.
Right. They were fasting for their sins. Go ahead.
And Samuel judged the children of Israel in Mizpeh.
And Samuel was a what?
And Samuel was a prophet, right?
Right. But he also was a judge.
Oh,
he judged Israel. This is before they had kings. They have no kings. This is before they had it. Go ahead. Well, he judged Israel. Let's put it that way.
Right. Okay. Verse 7.
Well, see, Samuel appointed the first king, Saul.
Right.
So this is before they had kings.
Right.
That's obvious, right? Go ahead.
Verse 7.
And so what the prescription was, the Lord was to give them what? A judge.
Right.
Go ahead, read.
Verse 7. And when the Philistines heard that the children of Israel were gathered together to Mizpeh, the lords of the Philistines went up against Israel.
Now, why do you think they done took the ark one time and they done got these hemorrhoids and boils all over them? Why do you think they want to do this again?
Because they're hard-headed.
I said this, but they thought Israel was a pushover like we are now.
Right. They
thought there was a pushover. That's the only thing I can think. I mean, you think about it. It's the Philistines went up against them, right?
Right.
Because if they hear him crying, it's just like you go up there, you talk a good game, but you don't really walk a good game. We took your ark. That's pretty much what it's saying. Let's just put it like in the vernacular Negro talk, right?
Right.
In the black, right? This. What it is they had these filthy Africans took our ark, and they looking at us like, well, it was easy to do then. Let's do it again. Read.
And when the children of Israel heard it, they were afraid of the Philistines.
What they doing afraid of the Philistines? The Bible says, you see what I'm saying? Come on now, y'all. What they doing? What we doing afraid of them? Man? Right. Here we are, got the God of all creation. And we're afraid of some filthy Africans? Read.
Verse 8. And the children of Israel said to Samuel, cease not to cry unto the Lord our God for us, that he will save us out of the hand of the Philistines.
Now what is he saying here? Cease not to cry.
Basically telling Samuel.
No, I'm just saying.
He basically telling Samuel to pray for the Lord. Don't stop praying for it.
Exactly.
But they scared.
Cease not to cry out. Abanawa, Shemaya. In other words, say it. In other words, stand up. Get off your knees.
Right.
We ain't saying that. But be strong, men. Stop running in these tents and being afraid. Let the women run in the tent. You get your sword out. Right? Well, that's all that.
Okay. Yeah, but
Get that in. One of them swords over there. So, come on. Yeah, in other words, get your sword out and be ready. This is how you cry. This is how you cry. You ready. You ready to do what? We're ready to cut somebody up in here. In other words, we're ready to defend our children, our men, and our women. Right? Our old men and our old women. We're ready to defend Israel. But we got our women and children, old men up in there, man. Am I right?
right.
And old women. You know, we got everybody up there. We got to defend. So take your sword out. Be ready to follow what Samuel said. In other words, if you need to. In other words, we are an army. The Lord is a man of war, not somebody where you just go out. When he said cry, in other words, make sure it's to get your preparation right. It's to get your mind right, not you just come up here and be a little coward bitch. Can I say that word?
He said it.
Huh?
Yeah, he said it.
Not be a bitch. Sit up there and get your mind together. You're supposed to be a fighter for the Most High, right? That's why you in the ISUPK, man, under Commander General Hunter. You ain't no person that go around there. And I don't mean saying that the men supposed to be strong, right? We won't no cowards in this camp. There ain't no excuses up in here. So get that sword out, get it ready, get your Bible ready, right? I ain't advocating nobody go out here and stab nobody on the street, shoot nobody. Defend yourself, though. You know, read, bro.
Verse 9. And Samuel took a sucking lamb and offered it for a burnt offering,
right?
Holy unto the Lord,
right?
And Samuel cried unto the Lord for Israel,
right? And
let the Lord heard him.
The Lord heard it. In other words, these were fervent prayers, man. The Lord heard him, right? Lord, Samuel said, all right, we're ready. You know, that's what he's saying. The Lord heard. He cried out. He cried out for Israel, right? Because he knew Israel had a problem like that. Anytime you let somebody take away your commandments and your art, you know you got some serious problem going on there, y'all.
Right.
Am I right, Lorenzo?
That's right.
You got some problem. You let somebody walk in your house, right, and take your command. That's what happened. Go ahead, read.
Verse 10. And Samuel was offering up the burnt offering. The Philistines drew near to battle against Israel.
And that's a battle. This is the battle I'm talking about. They drew near the battle. So you better have that. You better have that sword ready. That's what I'm trying to say. In other words, have that. Not only have the sword ready, have that art ready. Have your mind right. In other words, cry out to the Lord. Say, you know, don't take away our glory again, Lord. You know, read.
But the Lord thundered with a great thunder on that day upon the Philistines.
Okay. What did the Lord do?
But the Lord thundered with a great thunder.
The Lord has some crackling going on up in there. He thundered. In other words, and he did what to the Philistines? With how much thunder?
It's like
the Lord
hit a great thunder.
With a great thunder. That'd be boom. In other words, go ahead. He scared the Philistines. Go ahead.
On that day upon the Philistines. And discomfited.
Yeah, discomfited.
Just like discomfited.
They don't feel comfortable about this. In other words, you think about it. You out in the field. You ever hear thunder? And I mean, can you imagine if the Lord really mad and he's want to make sure you didn't come to his children? The Lord had to do some fighting because he realized they were still weak, man. They still weak after all this, after all that. I just, you know, this amazing, man. Go ahead, read.
And they were smitten before Israel.
They were smitten for it. In other words, what does smitten mean? You know, look it up. If you don't know what smitten means.
It's like pretty much like casting down.
Yeah, that's true. But look it up, Lorenzo. Look up smitten. Smitten means to, my understanding, means to be unalive.
Right.
To be, I mean, you know, I don't want to say the other words. Just, that means to be like this.
Right.
You know, smitten. I mean, cut them down. Right. What that mean?
It says smitten.
Right.
Smite.
Right.
To strike with a firm blow.
That's it. That's good enough. And if you strike somebody with a firm blow, what else anymore on that? You strike them with a firm blow. Go ahead.
That's it.
You strike somebody with a firm blow with this, what's going to happen to them? More likely, they're going to be unalive.
Right.
But that's what the Lord wanted them to do back then. I ain't advocating that that's what we do nowadays. I'm just telling you. The Lord makes sure this thunder discomforted them. All right. And they were smitten before the Lord. That means, the Lord took care of them. All right. They were smitten before the Lord. Right. Read verse 11.
Verse 11.
Right.
And the man of Israel, went out of Mizpeh,
right,
and pursued the Philistines and smote them.
Smote them. That's the definition that's right. To smite. They smote. That smote is just the past tense of the smite. In other words, they allowed. They took care because they were confused with this thunder. Boom, boom. This poor African, they probably mud all over their face anyway. And, they probably down under a tent. They probably idiots down there under a tree somewhere and let the lightning strike them. The Philistines just finished it up. That's all it is. Israel just finished it up, the Philistines. That's all it is. Read.
Until they came under Beth-kar.
Beth-kar, I guess that's one of the cities there, the Philistine city. They destroyed them, man. Go ahead, read.
Verse 12. Then Samuel took a stone and set it between Mizpeh and Shin, and called the name of it Ebenezer, saying, hitherto
right,
has the Lord helped us.
In other words, he put a stone, that commemoration. In other words, he put a marking there saying, okay, Lord, this is the Lord. I'm sorry. Samuel did it. I'm sorry. Samuel the prophet, Samuel the priest, and Samuel the judge did this. Read.
Verse 13.
Right.
So the Philistines were subdued.
Right.
And they came no more into the coast of Israel.
After that thunder and after those knife unalivings that they did, they ain't come back no more. They ain't want no more. Anybody in the chat?
Live, sir.
They ain't want no more of that. Right? Go ahead, read.
And the hand of the Lord was against the Philistines all the days of Samuel.
That's right. The hand of the Lord was against them. As long as Samuel was out there leading, they needed a leader. Now you can see where the Lord had a leader all the time.
Right.
That's why you have a leader, Commander Johnny Yohana, right now. That's why you have a leader like Commander Johnny Yohana right now to be your leader.
All right.
It was Samuel. Then it was first. It was you had Eli back then. I'm just just in the chapter that we are. You always have a leader. You don't have all these fake camps out here.
Right.
Read verse what? 14.
14.
Uh-huh.
Verse 14.
Right.
And the cities which the Philistines had taken from Israel were restored to Israel.
That's right. They were restored, right?
From Ekron, even unto Gath.
Right.
And the coast thereof did Israel deliver out of the hands of the Philistines.
That's right.
And there was peace between Israel and the Amorites.
There was peace between Israel and the Amorites. In other words, when a man's ways please the Lord, even his enemies be at peace with him.
Right.
Do I need to find that, or y'all good on that?
You can pull that.
Let's pull that. When a man's ways please the Lord, because even the Amorites, these people were they were peaceful because they realized Israel smoked them Philistines, right? Y'all got that?
So with a man's fate.
I'll see if I can find it. Let's see here. You got it, Lorenzo?
Proverbs 16, I think.
Let's see. Yeah, let's go to Proverbs 16 and 7. That's it. You got it. Give me Proverbs 16 and 7. That's the one there. Proverbs 16 and 7. When a man ways please the Lord, because it said peace. Read that again, there you are. Right.
And the not right there.
Just read where you were.
And the cities which the Philistines had taken from Israel, verse 14.
Okay, read.
From Israel were restored to Israel.
Right. You go ahead, just read at the bottom right there. That's all I'm asking.
And there was peace between Israel and the Amorites.
Okay, you see what I'm saying? There was peace because they had taken all these other cities, right?
Right.
Read, Lorenzo.
It's Proverbs 16:7.
Right. Read that.
When a man's ways please the Lord, he maketh even his enemies to be at peace.
In other words, they had that time, right at that point right there, they had prayed to the Most High. They had cried out. You know, is what I mean. They cried out, and that pleased the Lord, because if it wasn't, they would have been smitten, even by the Amorites. The Amorites wasn't exactly their friends, but you said when a man's ways please the Lord, the Bible says in 16:7. Read that again.
When a man's ways please the Lord,
right,
he maketh even his enemies to be at peace with
That's
him.
what this says, and there was peace between Israel and the Amorites. Isn't that right?
All right.
And then what else can that mean? So go ahead, verse 15.
Verse 15.
Right.
And Samuel judged Israel all the days of his life.
All the days. How many days?
All the days.
And Samuel was a judge of Israel. Did it say he was that king?
Lie.
What did it say? Read that again.
And Samuel judged Israel all the days of his life.
Right. Read verse 16.
Verse 16. And he went from year to year in circuit to Bethel and Gilgal and Mezpeh, and judged Israel in all those places.
Now, what does that mean? Samuel was a judge, went going in circuit. You know, circuit means just go around. That means go from this. It just means that it's just like the judges nowadays. They own a circuit,
right?
Because some of these smaller cities didn't have judges, and in other words, Samuel went. I'm just telling you what the heathen does,
right?
Because they got this from us. They read our Bible. Well, what Samuel really did was go around from all of the tribes, from Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, and Manasseh, right? And Gad, and Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, and Issachar, and he judged. It's pretty much like when you have Jonah Mahiman, right? He go from school to school if they have to judge the people. That makes sense.
All right.
That's the same thing. That's y'all understand that?
Right.
Any question in the chat there? I guess everybody understands.
Live, sir.
Right. But that's what that means. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 17. And his return was to Ramah.
Yeah, see, he returned. Now we went on a circuit. That means he went round and round, making sure everybody had their questions answered and judgments done. Right?
Right.
And that way, in other words, if you have a problem, let's say, man, I got a problem over here. I got a son that won't do right. Because if Eli would have had that, look what his sons did. They needed judging. Oh man, it could be a man on there. I got a wife that just won't listen. Right?
Right.
Well, that's why you take it to counsel. That's what this is about right here. Right? Samuel was a judge. That makes sense.
Right.
Read.
For there was his house.
Right.
And there he judged Israel.
Right. He judged Israel. Okay. Go ahead.
And there he built an altar unto the Lord.
Right. And that's what the Lord, if you read back in Moses' day, Moses had to have a council also. But this, he was a judge. Samuel, right. I'm pretty sure he didn't go along. I'm pretty sure Samuel was a judge. He had all this stuff. He had a lot of problems and things that he had to take care of, right? Read.
Verse 8. Chapter 8. And it came to pass when Samuel was old, that he made his sons judges over Israel.
So he made his sons, okay, now y'all gonna be judges, right?
Right.
Like they have the judges of the land now. They go on circuit, like I said, they Supreme Court judges and all kinds of judges out here. But they're wicked. These judges out here are wicked. all they want to do is judge for their own greed, right? That's what they do. These judges out here, damn sure ain't no real judges. You ain't gonna get no real judgment. Go ahead, read.
Verse 2. Now the name of his firstborn was Joel.
Right.
And the name of his second, Abba.
Mm-hmm.
They were judges in Be'er Sheba.
That's good. Go ahead.
Verse 3. And his sons walked not in his ways.
They did what?
And his sons walked not in his ways.
You mean to tell me we got another Hophni and Phinehas going on up in here?
Joel
and Abba did. Read that again.
And his sons walked not in his ways.
They didn't walk in the way of Samuel. Here's Samuel, one a great judge, a great prophet, and his sons didn't even walk in his way. What's going on up in there, man? That tells you right there that Israel has some hard-headed, stiff-necked folk with your own son. They're supposed to be training their sons to follow their footsteps, and his sons walk not in the ways, right?
Right.
Finish read.
But turn aside after the lucre, and took bribes and perverted judgment.
Yeah, you may not know what lucre is, but you know what taking bribes is. But lucre is like you gonna give me 100,000, filthy lucre. In other words, you gonna give me some diamonds for that? You gonna give me some prostitutes for that? I'll take that. Lucre, filthy. Look that word up, Lorenzo. Right? And took what they take, Leon?
And took bribes.
And did what?
And perverted judgment.
Perverted. Perverted judgment. Anybody got anything in the chat? What y'all think about that, man? Y'all comment on that if you need to. They perverted the judgment, right, of the Most High. That's why you have the councils that we have to make sure that that we have proper judgment, not just perverted judgment, not the judges walking away with filthy lucre and taking bribes. You don't think they did that nowadays? You don't think this is what the heathen does? What are we doing? The heathen do something like that. What is it doing in our camp? Huh? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
The heathen done it. We can sit up here reading in 1 Samuel 8:3, and it almost sound like the world. And they're supposed to be up here. What does that lucre mean there?
Lucre,
right,
means money.
Money,
especially when regarded as distasteful or gain dishonest way.
Dishonest gain. That's what they're saying. Taking money for dishonest gain, or however you want to take it. This is what they were doing, bro. You see what I'm saying? That's the lucre, what we're talking about, right? Taking money, dishonest gain. Finish reading for me there.
Verse 4. Then all the elders of Israel gathered themselves together and came to Samuel unto Ramah.
The elders of the older people, they gathered and said, man, we got some problems going up here, Samuel. We got your sons doing something up in here too. Craziness, right? Filthy lucre, same as Hophni and Phinehas, right? That the man who taught you Eli, even his sons did that. That's how the ark was taken. The elders say, man, we don't want that again. Right?
Right.
Read.
Verse 5. And said unto him, behold, thou art old.
Right.
And thy sons walk not in thy ways.
Do what?
And thy sons walk not in thy ways.
The sons don't even walk not in the ways, Samuel, that you walk. You old now. Read.
Now make us a king to judge us like all the nations.
Do what?
Now make us a king to judge us like all the nations.
They wanted a king. Now this is our demise right here.
All right.
This is your nation's demise right here. They wanted a king. They wanted a king. How a king gonna judge Israel? A king, that's not his job. Right. A king's job is to have everything built for him. Build this palace for me, this road for me, and make these women over here mine. There's nothing wrong with having some wives and houses, but you don't do it at the demise of the people. But he said, and you're gonna find out that's what kings are, man. That's what they do. And I ask you this question here. How did they even know that they wanted a king?
So
Go ahead.
It says,
I mean, why would they ask that? Because they had judges. What they want a king for? Go ahead.
It said, I look at it like they say they want a king to judge them like all the other nations. Meaning they looking at everybody else nation and coming to that.
That's the answer right there. They looking at the other nations. The only way you can know what a king is to look at the other nations to find out what the hell they did. They sitting up there, the king. They sit up there wanting a king, and what? You see what I'm saying? You see how Israel? They wanted Donald Trump on the throne. They wanted a Joe Biden. I just put it straight. What do you think a king is? What do you think a king is? What y'all think a king is? In the chat, what y'all think a king is? Put it out there in the chat. It's a question. What's a king to you? What is a king? The nation, your nation wanted him. My nation wanted him. Your and my nation wanted a king. What's a king to you? I mean, I'm trying to get the chat over there to answer the question if they will. But that's what. Read that again for me. Again.
What was it?
Yeah. Right.
Oh, so verse 5.
Right. Read that.
And said unto him,
right.
Behold, thou art old, and thy sons walk not in thy ways. Mm-hmm. Now make us a king to judge us.
A king to judge. Think about this, what they're saying here. They didn't say, give us another judge. Give us a king to be king over us. Make a king. Read this again. Make a king to judge us. So you're going to ask a person that's a king that wants things for himself, right? Because that's what Hey, listen, look up the definition of king. Look it up in the Bible. The collegiate, the Zondervans. They want a king over them to judge them. A king don't judge.
Right.
A judge. Am I right or wrong? What we got in that chat over there? Wake up over there. Tell me about it. A king is not a judge. If you don't think that's the case, why do you think these heathens up in here? Because this is what they were looking at. Why do you think these heathens up here nowadays, they have to have parliaments and all of these and Supreme Court judges because the president don't make those decisions. Right. Go ahead.
It sounds like that they don't want to be held accountable, or it sounds like they don't want to use their head. They want somebody to think for them.
Right. They want somebody to think for them. That's just I agree with that. That makes sense. They want somebody to think for them. A king's job is to be a ruler. He gonna fight, but he damn sure ain't gonna worry about being a judge.
Right.
He don't care. Right? And that's not what Israel was used to. That's not what the Lord wanted for them anyway. That's the point I'm making. You got that up? You got that read over there? I looked up over there? Go ahead.
King, a male ruler.
Right.
Usually hereditary.
What?
Usually hereditary.
In other words, through the family. Go ahead.
Of a city,
right,
tribe, or nation.
Right. In other words, all the kings, and don't get me wrong, that's what we wound up with, but we have righteous kings. That's what you got to understand. In America right now, these people rule over us with unrighteous kingdom. Right? This is an unrighteous kingdom here, man. Their kingships over here, they're greedy, filthy, lucre, and everything what they want. All because the people saw that they thought that the judges wasn't working for them because they had look like they got two sets of priests now that done messed up.
Right.
Joel and Abihai and Hophni and Phinehas. So they said, well, just give us a king. Hell, we tired. That's what it seemed like, but that's not the Lord wanted to do. Israel going right. They're going right?
Right.
They doing what they're supposed to do, and then all of a sudden, then they going wrong, then they going right, then they going back wrong. They going in and out. That's the vibe that I'm getting here. And then they all of a sudden, well, give us a king. And like Renzo said, it's because what they saw the other nations had one, right? So why would you want to be like the heathen? That's what this story is about, man. Why would you want to be like a heathen and have a king? You see what I'm saying? Block you for a second. Why would you want to do that? Right? Good. I mean, why would you? Let's go back. All right. Why would you want to be like the other nations and become a heathen? Because that's what you're getting ready to become. It's a making of a heathen nation. Where we at? Verse 5?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Verse 6 now. So like verse 6.
Right.
But the thing displeased Samuel when they said, give us a king to judge us.
Yeah, of course it displeased Samuel. He's an old man now. He said it displeased him because why? Why do you think it displeased him, man? Samuel wasn't happy about that. Samuel has been a judge over Israel all his life. He's an old man now. Right. It displeased him. Why? He said, but the thing displeased Samuel when they said it. When they said, give us a king, read. Finish reading.
Okay, and Samuel prayed unto the Lord.
He had to pray to the Lord, man, because he know that they getting ready to F up. No, I mean, serious. If I want to say that word, that's the word I would use.
Right.
They getting ready to F up. It's like when you see, you can see somebody getting ready to go wrong. You can see it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And Samuel said, I see this. These crazy people out here, Lord, let me go to my closet and pray, man. Finish read, verse 7.
Verse 7.
Right.
And the Lord said unto Samuel, hearken unto the voice of the people,
right,
in all that they say unto thee.
Right.
For they have not rejected thee.
Right. They ain't rejected thee. Go ahead, read.
But they have rejected me.
They rejected me. What is this saying?
They didn't want to, because Samuel's sons was supposed to take up, right, what Samuel laid down, which was to be a judge. Mm-hmm. And the sons, they end up doing some other stuff. So
well, let's just read what we got straight in here. You're right about that. Read. Okay. For they have not rejected you, Samuel. In other words, when you reject Kazak Shapar up here teaching you, right? You ain't reject me if I'm teaching you. You rejecting Commander General if I'm teaching this what the men above me.
Right.
Or when you teach, or when Kaz teach, anybody. When you teaching the words of the Most High, when Captain Zariak is teaching, when Commander General when he's teaching, you rejecting the word of the Most High.
Right.
I'm just saying, that's really what this is saying.
Right.
Read this again.
Okay. And the Lord said unto Samuel,
right,
hearken unto the voice of the people in all that they say unto thee.
Right. Just listen to them. In other words, hear. That's what hearken means, right? Read.
For they have not rejected thee.
They ain't rejected you. You know, when I first read this, I'm saying, they ain't. But finish read.
But they have rejected me.
They rejected the Lord. Because Samuel, this lets you know right here that Samuel acted in the stead of the Most High. Just like Moses. You reject Moses, you reject the Most High. Right. That's the leader. You understand? You reject Commander General Yohanan, you rejected the Most High. Right? Wives understand this. And our men better understand this. You have to say something? No. Our men need to understand this for sure. But we the one out there in battle. Right? Read.
That I shall not reign over them.
That I shall not reign over them. Okay? Read.
Verse 8. According to all the works which they have done since the day that I brought them up out of Egypt, even unto this day.
Right.
Wherewith they have forsaken me.
Right. They have forsaken me, man. Because when they rejected Moses, They murmured all the time. I said that all the damn time. Every time you turn around, Moses trying to, man, I want some water. And there's other people. I want some. What do they want? Instead of manna, they wanted what?
I want some pork.
No, they wanted they wanted pheasant.
Oh, yeah, right.
Okay, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. That's what else?
And served other gods.
They did what?
And served other gods.
How do you, when you serve other gods, that means you got that Christian church still out there in you. That's what the hell this is saying. Get the Christianity out of you. Serving the other gods is like when you bring that in here, now I'm just telling you straight out, like, it ain't gonna work. When you bring that up in here, then you will reject the Most High.
Right.
Why? Because you're rejecting the prophets and priests of what we're trying to tell you. Who you think we are? Right. You think I'm just free willing? The well? I'm the man. When you preach the prophet, you put your life on the line, right? We learn from the men above us. They the man. In other words, what I'm trying to tell you, of course you ain't no women don't lead up in here. Right. Who do the lead, Kazimar?
The men.
The men. Who do the leading?
The men.
Who do the leading, Kazimar?
The men.
Damn right. Who do the leading?
The men.
The men. You see any women up here? You ever see a woman up on this damn platform? So you reject these men that's trying to lead out, then what are you rejecting? If they're doing right, I'm assuming that.
You're rejecting Christ.
You're rejecting the Most High, right? But you better be following Commander Junior Yohana and ISUPK, right? Yeah. If you ain't, you just like Hophni and Phineas, or who this other one is, Joel and Abihai. Read.
Verse 9.
Right.
Now therefore hearken unto their voice.
Right.
Howbeit,
right.
Yet protest solemnly unto them.
What is it?
Solemnly unto them.
Right.
And show them the manner of the king that shall reign over them.
And what is it? What they saying? You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
He said, so y'all want a king? I'm gonna show you what a king do.
That's what this is saying. Clap it up for that, bro. That's what this is saying. You want a king? I'm gonna show you, because this is what y'all wanted. Of course, Yahushua had to come clean it up. Even look what David did. He sent a man out on the front line. Yeah. You want a king? All right, go ahead. You want a Saul? Saul didn't even kill them, man. What's them people over there? Them Edomites. If he'd have killed all of them, we would have to contend with them, Lorenzo. Right. You want a king? You see what kings do to you? Right. But that's what happened. But thank the Most High that we had a king that got it right. Right. Since that's what the people wanted, Yahushua.
All right.
Go ahead, read.
Verse 10. And Samuel told all the words of the Lord unto the people that asked of him a king.
That asked them. Samuel told all the words, right? Read.
Verse 11. And he said, this will be the manner of the king that shall reign over you.
Read.
He will take your sons.
He's on what?
He will take your sons.
God have mercy.
And appoint them for himself.
And do what?
And appoint them for himself.
Can I have my son to plow my own field? Can I have my son to help build up my house? Right. To help put some nails in it so he can have it later on? Right. But the king said, we're going to tax the whole land, so I'm going to give it to me when you die. It's going to come back to the what? Don't that sound like this heathen goddamn government right here? Right. This heathen government right here, you pay taxes on land, all that, because your son, we're going to be slaves. This king, what the president do in the United States now? He do what?
He will take, Go
ahead.
He will take your sons and appoint them for himself.
And he going to put them in the military. Right. Why? Because he's fighting for his riches. Right. And you want that, Israel? Read.
For his chariots and to be his horsemen, and some shall run before his chariots.
Oh, have mercy. In other words, this ain't for the Israel to fight. Israel fought so that we can have our judgment, to eat properly, to have more than one wife, and all of this. But the king said, nah, I think, you come over there. In other words, that's what the kings, he's showing you what kings did, right? In other words, this army, there's nothing wrong with have an army, but he appointed this for himself, the same as the Joe Wicked Bidens and the Donald Trumps for them. They don't care about the expenditure. You can just tear up everybody else as long as we live in the kings, right? Read.
Verse 12. And he will appoint them captains over thousands and captains over 50s. And he will set them to hear his ground.
Set them to ear.
Oh, it's like set them to ear his ground.
His ground. The key word is set them his. Read that word there. His. You follow me? It ain't for the people. It ain't for Israel. You follow me? Read.
And to reap his harvest.
Right.
And
to what? To his harvest? Whose harvest?
And to reap his harvest.
What about mine? How come I can't? You mean tell me I can't sell a bushel of corn? I got to be taxed on it or whatever. You got to charge me usury. That's what the king, that kind of king they wanted. You understand? Right. They didn't want Yahushua king. They wanted this heathenistic type king. Right. That's what this is saying. Am I in the chat? Read.
Allah, sir.
Right.
And instruments of his
said right. And to what? And to what?
See where I was at.
Read that exactly what it says.
And also I read it. And to make his instruments of war.
What? His instruments of war. Right?
Right.
Go ahead.
And instruments of his chariots.
Of his chariots. He owned everything. Right. Hey, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. That sound like this king up here. In other words, I can't even have my own household because the king gonna make it for his. It's his charity. Everything I'm doing for him. Right. In other words, it's okay. In other words, finish reading. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Verse 13.
Read.
And he will take your daughters to be confectionaries.
Look that word up, Mark.
Confectionary.
Yeah. And to be what?
And to be cooks. And to be bakers.
That sounds like a Soviet Union. What do you call that? Hey, what do you call it? When you go to y'all, what's that government? Communism. Because I'm gonna use everybody for my. Don't you know what communism? Do you know what communism? Man, that's what they do in communism. I've talked to them. In communism, this is what our people wanted. Right. Instead of the judgment that the Most High gives in His glorious nation. Right? They wanted to use a king that would be it's all for him. That's what I'm getting at, right?
Right.
You look that word up. I think it's just basically to be cooks and maids and whatever for him. Go ahead, read.
Verse 14.
Go ahead. You got it.
Confectionery sweets. This is candy. I don't know what kind of confectionery that is.
Okay. You got another definition on that, right? Just read more on that. Confectionaries are sweets and candies, but read that. I'm hoping that ain't what I'm thinking. Go ahead. Confectionaries. Sweets and candy. Any more on that though? When you say sweets and candies?
It says those who make confections like perfumers, compounds.
Yeah, there you go. In other words, use them for himself. In other words,
right.
You're gonna use them daughters and people to make stuff for himself. We'll just leave it like that, right? And to be cooks and to be bakers.
Right.
Okay, that's close enough. Read 14.
Verse 14. Mm-hmm. And he will take your fields.
And he'll do what?
And he will take your fields.
And he will take. What does it say right here?
And he will take your field.
Got it? Isn't it supposed to be your field?
Right.
It's supposed to be your field. I mean, can I just go The only people that wasn't allotted a portion of land in Israel were Levites, right? But if I was a Benjamin, I can have a field to grow corn out of, okay? But the king but back then they wanted a king that, in other words, they didn't want to be accountable for nothing. King is yours, you tear it up, it's, whatever. Give me as you see fit. I couldn't be a marketer to make no money. That's what this sounds like to me. That's communism, man. Okay?
Right.
That's socialist government. Am I right or wrong?
No, you're right.
Okay, read.
And
as a matter of fact, look up communism. Go ahead, read.
And your vineyards.
Yep. Where are you at?
Verse
15?
No, verse 14.
Read.
And he will take your fields,
right,
and your vineyards,
right,
and your olive yards, even the best of them.
The best, not the worst, the best. That's what the king wants. That's what it sounds like. That sounds like the president of the United States. That's what communism is, brother. Read.
And give them to his servants.
And give to his servants. Now he's delegating stuff all over the place. In other words, for him to give your stuff for him. That don't sound like the Moses government that Moses has set up, does it? That don't sound right, man. You find it, guys?
Yeah.
Read.
The definition of communism, a political theory derived from Karl Marx, advocating class war and leading to a society in which a property is publicly owned to each person's works and paid according to their abilities and needs.
In other words, they're controlling and telling you what to do. And look up socialism. I mean, is there any more on that?
Yes, state ownership.
What?
State ownership.
What?
State ownership.
Say it up loud. What?
State ownership.
Who in the hell you think owns the state? The king.
Right.
Karl Marx did. Read. Because he said state ownership. Read, guys.
Socialism.
Socialism. I knew to tie the two together. Read.
Sovietism.
In other words, what this is saying, Karl Marx say, we're going to make sure that this is just one of his rules. That's all it is. One of his wicked rules to say, we're going to share this government under my guise, under my thinking. I'm going to do it the way I want to. Right. In other words, I'm going to let the people have it. In other words, that's the way he wanted. And then, in other words, that ain't the way Israel was set up. The land was divided by the Most High and given. Now, you got this 10,000 acre over here. You got this. You understand? I mean, it's right there in the Bible. We ain't got time to go through all this. Maybe I'll make a class one time for that. You understand? But that's what it was. And what else? And then it says that, and back then, the Lord allowed us to govern our lands. Okay? And then if there be a problem, then you take them before the council, before the judges.
Right.
That's what we had. But they won't. Communism and socialism. Read. Finish read.
Verse
15. Right? Oh, Lord, read this.
And he will take the 10th of your seed.
Oh, Lord, what does that mean? He want the 10th of your seed now. Go ahead.
And of your vineyards.
Right.
And give to his officers.
Give to his office
and to his servants.
Everything is for the king. Read.
Verse 16, right. And he will take your manservants,
right,
and your maidservants, and your goodliest young men,
right,
and your asses,
right,
and put them to his work.
That's right. All the donkeys and stuff like that. In other words, he's doing it for his work. Everything you see right here is possessive, a possessive adjective. His work, right? Finish read.
Verse 17.
Right.
He will take the 10th of your sheep, and ye shall be his servants.
Right.
Verse 18. And ye shall cry out in that day, because your king, which ye shall chose, because of your king, which ye shall have chosen you, and the Lord will not hear you in that day.
No, Lord, I ain't gonna hear you. You chose them. Right. I ain't gonna hear you. That's exactly what this is talking about. Read.
Verse 19. Nevertheless, the people refused to obey the voice of Samuel.
In other words, the Lord say, tell the people, because they don't know when they're getting ready to F up.
Right.
They don't understand. They get ready to join the other nation's government. And Barak said, hence, that's what the name of the title of this story that we're doing right now.
Right.
They were setting up something that they don't know what the hell they talking about. Read verse 19 again. 19, I'm sorry.
Okay. Nevertheless, the people refused to obey the voice of Samuel.
Right.
And they said, nay.
No. Say that for me, Lorenzo.
No.
He said, no. Give me that no. They said, no. This is the black people talking up in here, man.
Right.
Read.
And nevertheless, the people refused to obey the voice of Samuel.
Right.
And they said, no.
Yeah. That's it right there. Read.
But we will have a king over us.
Let's see how they want. What they say?
But we will have a king over us.
Read.
Verse 20.
Right.
That we also may be like all the nations.
All the what?
Like all the nations.
All the what?
All the nations.
Some of the nations.
All the nations.
A few.
All the nations.
They wanted to be like all the nations. And I'm saying to you, do not be like all these nations. Read.
And that our king may judge us.
And the king can't judge. You want a king to judge you out of this mess? Everything they think. Let's think about this for a second. The king owned everything. Everything. And he gonna dilly out to you the way he see fit. That's what this is saying. But yet you want him to judge you with that kind of judgment? What's he gonna say? He gonna tell you, get the hell out of my way. Am I right?
Right.
I mean, what else would he say? You do they realize what they're asking for? Lorenzo, they realize what they're asking for. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful what they're asking for, man. You gotta be careful what you're saying. Read that again. It said that they want read verse 20 again.
That we also may be like all nations.
All the nations.
Right.
These nations put us in slavery. And it all started right here.
Right.
This is they messed up anthem right here. It's almost like they singing it. I want to be like all the nations. That's what they're saying. Read.
And that our king may judge us.
Right.
And go out before us and fight our battle.
You got to be kidding me. Yeah, right. And that's why the Lord said, I'm going to put them in slavery, because if they continue to set up a nation like this, and you saw the results, we'll get into that next week. We're gonna wind it down. But if you continue this government right here, we would be in worse, terrible mess.
Right.
Right? And you'll find out how we got into a terrible mess. The Lord said, put them in slavery. I hate to say this. Let me use the word. Put them niggas in slavery. before they mess around and kill all of us. And that's what the Lord was saying, man.
Right.
And finish reading here.
Verse 21.
Right.
And Samuel heard all the words of the people.
Right.
And he rehearsed. That's like he rehearsed them in the ears of the Lord.
I mean, he kept saying, this is what they want. Go ahead, read.
Verse 22. And the Lord said to Samuel, hearken unto their voice.
Here.
And make them a king.
Right. This is what they wanted. Now, this ain't the Lord. He don't want it. But this is what they wanted. Read.
And Samuel said unto the men of Israel, go ye every man unto his city.
Okay, let's stop it right there. Go to you. We're going to stop at verse, because chapter 9 next week, right?
First chapter 9.
Yeah. Let's clap it up for class, man. Y'all understand? All hearts and minds and clear. Got any questions about this? But what is going on here is not what the Lord didn't want you to have these kings, the heathen governments and the social type governments, man.
Right.
You know, Yahushua had to come and straighten it out. And when he come back, he gonna set up a kingdom, a real kingdom, right?
Right.
To show you what a real king is supposed to do, to judge the land. You can't leave out judgment of the land because our people are hard, stiff-necked, right? Anybody in the chat?
Live, son.
You understand that? So all minds are hard and clear, right? Well, we're going to end it right there, and we're going to come back to it next week, okay? Y'all understand that 1 Samuel chapter 9, clap it up for class again, like I said. How about Shimmy Hawashai, Barak Thumb to all the brothers in House Shema, Alathun, by Shimmy Hawashai to my sisters. Right? Let's imagine. Pick the scrolls up. That means turn and face the east. Abanawa, Shemaya, Dash, Ayah, ISUPK, Yahweh, Malatuka, Kaba'ah, Azariah, Aish, Asha, Arataza, Kawa, Ayah, Shemaya, Kalanawa, Nakal, Yawal, Masalakinawa, Kawakinawa, Masalakinawa, Kawakinawa, Wala'a, Tabayinawa, Nasaiwan, Wall, Hawashayinawa, Mayan, Right, Ayah, Naka, Amalakwa, Mahala, Tabara, Alaya, we say in Hebrew, we say in English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. In earth, as it is in heaven. Forgive us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts. Forgive our debtors. Forgive us not temptation. Deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, ever. Amen. Ashanya, Ayanya, Ahawariya, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Azariah, Ma'ayin, Yahweh, Asha, Shemam, Rataza, Ayatan, Amawat, Galika, Ayinawam, Shamarka, Hanala'a, Yanawam, Wala'a, Yashan, Yashamar, Yasharala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Zolka, Ayay, Yamyanka, Yawamam, Yashamash, Ya'a, Yakaka, Wayarak, Layala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Makal Rai, Shamar, Afna Pashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'atka, Wabawatka, Ma'ata, Ma'ait, I will lift up mine eyes to the hills, from which cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel will neither slumber or sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth. Forevermore. Psalm 83. Alahaya. All, Damaya, Yaka, all the Karash, Royal, Dashquash, all, Kayahana, Awebadika, Yahama, Yawan, Ra'ash, I, Al-Makah, Yarmawa, Sawada, Ayava, Ratazawa, Altibawanika, Rawa, Wakawa, Wanakakada, Magaya, Wala'a, Yakazah, Sham, Yasharala, Awada, Ya, Ratazawa, Laba, Kadwa, Alika, Bariyah,
Bariyah,
Yakarwa,
Yakarwa,
Yakarwathwa,
Yakarwa,
Alahaya,
Alahaya,
Adawam,
Adawam,
Washemai,
Shemai,
Alahayam,
Alahaya,
Arwabah,
Arwabah,
Agaria,
Agaria,
Gabal,
Gabal,
Armawan,
Armawan,
Armalak,
Armalak,
Alashak,
Alashak,
Anya Shapya,
Anya Shapya,
Kazawar,
Kazawar,
Gamashawar,
Gamashawar,
Nalawa,
Nalawa,
Amai,
Amai,
Hayawa,
Hayawa,
Zarawai,
Zarawai,
Nabanyalawa,
Nabanyalawa,
Salah,
Salah,
Asha,
Asha,
Naham,
Naham,
Amadia,
Amadia,
Kasaya,
Kasaya,
Sara'a,
Sara'ah,
Kayabyan,
Kamad,
Anakal,
Anakal,
Kwashwan,
Kwashwan,
Hashemadwa,
Shemad,
Bayan,
Bayan,
Na'ara,
Na'ara,
Hayawa,
Hayawa,
Yaman,
Yaman,
Ladama,
Ladama,
Shayatamwa,
Shayatamwa,
Nada,
Nada,
Ya,
Ya,
Mawa,
Mawa,
Hara,
Hara,
Wakazabah,
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 Wakazazal,
Wakazazal,
Mana'ai,
Mana'ai,
Fawn, say, come
Fawn,
on,
say, come on,
Ashar,
Ashar,
Armawa,
Armawa,
Asharasha,
Asharasha,
Nanawa,
Nanawa,
Pashka,
Pashka,
Na'awaf, Alahaya,
Alahaya,
Shayatamwa,
Shayatamwa,
Gaya,
Gaya,
Kwash,
Kwash,
Panya,
Panya,
Raka'ah,
Raka'ah,
Ka'ash,
Ka'ash,
Ira,
Ira,
Wa,
Wa,
Kalaba,
Kalaba,
Dalahat,
Dalahat,
Warrior, Khan,
Khan,
Naradakma, Basakara,
Basakara,
Wabsa,
Wabsa,
Papka,
Papka,
Kabahala,
Kabahala,
Mala'ah,
Mala'ah,
Panyaham,
Panyaham,
Walawan,
Walawan,
Waya,
Waya,
Kwashwa,
Kwashwa,
Shamka,
Shamka,
Yahawa,
Yahawa,
Yabashwa,
Yabashwa,
Waya,
Waya,
Mahawa,
Mahawa,
Ada,
Ada,
Yawa,
Yawa,
Ada Ya'ai,
Ada,
Waya,
Waya,
Kaprawa, Waya,
Waya,
Ibawa,
Ibawa,
Waya Da'awa,
Waya, Dawa,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Ata,
Ata,
Shamka,
Shamka,
Yahawa,
Yahawa,
Nabadka,
Nabadka,
Ayan,
Ayan,
Aikal Hal
Ratazal.
Keep not thy silence,
Keep not thy silence.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
Be not still,
Be not still.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
For lo,
Lo,
thine enemies make a tumult,
enemies make a
and
tumult.
they that hate thee
They that
have
hate thee
lifted up their
lifted
head.
up their head.
They have taken crafty counsel
They have taken counsel
against thy people.
against thy people.
So against thine enemies.
So against thy
They have said,
They have said,
Come,
Come,
let us cut them off
let us cut them
from
off.
being a nation.
Yes,
In the name of Israel,
Yes,
they
Israel.
be no more in remembrance.
No more.
For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against
They
me.
have fought against thee.
Tabernacle of Edom,
Tabernacle of Edom,
Israelites,
Israelites,
Moab,
Moab,
Agarim,
Agarim,
Baal, Ammon, Amalek,
Amalek,
Philistine,
Philistine,
Abzatari.
Abzatari.
Ashur is joined with them.
Ashur is joined with them.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
Hope unto the Lot.
Salah, do unto them.
Do unto
As
them.
to the Midianites,
As to the Midianites.
as to Syria,
As a Syria.
as to Jabin,
Jabin.
and the brook of Kasam,
Kasam.
which perish at Endor.
Perish at Endor.
Came the dung for the earth.
Became as dung for the earth.
Make that nobles like a
Make
red,
the nobles like a
like
red.
Ziad.
Like Ziad.
They all the princes of Zabal,
All the princes of
and
Zabal,
Azamuna,
and Azamuna,
who said,
said,
Let us take to
Let
ourselves
us take to
the
ourselves
house of God,
house of God
in possession.
in possession.
Oh my Yahweh,
Oh, my Yahweh.
make them like a wheel,
Make them like a
as
wheel.
the stubble before the wind,
As the stubble
as
before the
a
wind.
fire that burneth in wood,
As fire burning.
flame that set the mountains on
As the
fire.
flame set the
So
mountains on fire.
persecute them
So persecute.
with thy tempest.
With thy tempest.
Make them afraid
Make them afraid.
with thy
With
storms.
thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame,
Fill their faces with
that they
shame.
may seek thy
They
name.
may seek thy
O
name.
Lord,
Oh Lord.
let them be
Let them
confounded
be confounded.
and troubled forever. Let them be put to shame
Let them be put to shame.
and perish,
Perish.
that men may know
That men may
whose
know.
name alone is Yahweh,
Is
of
Yahweh.
the Most High,
Most High.
of all the earth.
Of all the earth.
Sorry. Prepare and salute the Torah. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai Barak. Yah.
Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai Barak Yah. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai Barak Yah. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai Barak Yah. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai Barak Yah.
This concludes our Sabbath service. If like anybody this time want to be anointed, if not, we'll go ahead and have somebody want to be anointed. All right. Just the men behind me, right? Yabarak Yahweh.
Yabarak
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Washamarka.
Washamarka.
Ya'ar.
Ya'ar.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Hanywa.
Hanywa.
Alyaka.
Alyaka.
Wayakanka.
Wayakanka.
Yasha'a.
Yasha'a.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Hanywa.
Hanywa.
Alyaka.
Alyaka.
Waishamlaka.
Waishamlaka.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bashim.
Bashim.
Yahushai.
Yahushai.
Barak.
Barak.
Rapa'ah.
Rapa'ah.
Magun.
Magun.
Lorenzo.
Lorenzo.
Lorenzo. Bashim Yahushai.
Bashim Yahushai.
Water.
The water.
Aman. What we said in Hebrew, we said in English, Yahweh, bless thee and keep thee. Yahweh, make his face to shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. Yahweh, lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, bless, heal, shield, and protect. Clap it up for y'all. All minds and hearts clear. We're going to close out Sabbath service. Salute it out, right? Mab Shabbat, Majid, Barak, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Barakatham. Sar, face the sisters, right? Mab Shabbat, Majid, Barak, Yahweh Shema Bashim Yahushai, Yamata, class dismissed. That it? Yeah.